Hello and welcome back to the channel. Just a big shout out to everyone that's been following me on my musical discovery journey and for all the comments and the help and everything else. It's been absolutely wonderful to hear everything everyone has to say and all the assistance I'm getting and all the recommendations and everything else is fantastic. It's really difficult to choose which one to do next. So I decided I may as well carry on as I have been on Tuesdays with Diana Ankudinova. Hopefully I'm getting closer with that. I'm not very good at it, am I? So going back to the TV show that she was on, the one a bit like The Voice and that kind of thing, but it's obviously, for the children that didn't have parents a lot of their lives and all that kind of thing. So we're going back to that, and we're going to a French song, which is translated Last Dance. So let's have a look at that. Before we do, as always, I have got whiskey. This time, I was speaking to somebody in the comments about Crown Royal, so that's what I've got this time. Crown Royal Black. It doesn't look very black, obviously, but this has got a little bit of maple flavour, so it's quite nice. One of the only kind of flavoured whiskies I like. It's not really flavoured that much. It's got a little bit to it, but it's quite nice. But anyway, less of my talking, more singing then. So this we go. This is when she was 14 years old. So this is going to be quite interesting to see early in her career. I know there's earlier versions of this, but I thought, go with this. Everyone keeps telling me go to these ones rather than some of the smaller venues. So let's have a look. So this is the first audition for that TV show. Again, I'll put a little bit of information about the TV show in the description. So this is Last Dance or Dernière Danse. Again, I'm not a French speaker, so anyway, here we go. And again, I've got this video from the same place as the others, so I will put a link thanking them in the description and lead you to their channel.
Прикольно. Вот так.
Dernière danse pour oublier ma peine immense. Je veux mon prix que tu recommences. Oh ma douce souffrance. Jour dans le ciel, jour la nuit. Je danse avec le doigt la pluie. Un peu d'amour après dormir léger.
Again, it's just crazy. I'm gonna stop it there because it's not a good place to stop. She's just like going on and on and on. I do love the kind of start of it, the low, the almost kind of whisper, the kind of whispering start, just showing off that she still has the ability to just draw you in even when she's not really given a lot of power and just kind of whispering in, just making you want to listen. And obviously she gets the high notes and there's really deep ones again. It's really amazing in it. And it is amazing for somebody that only really speaks English. I've tried many languages. I speak a little bit of French, a little bit of Japanese, a little bit of Klingon and all that, but I'm not good at languages. So seeing somebody that's able to sing in languages other than their actual language is amazing. Obviously Russian would be a main language, I would think. She's from Russia, don't quote me on that, but the fact she sings in English, she sings in French, I just find that amazing. Obviously you can tell sometimes the accent isn't native accent, like especially I can tell that with the English, not so much with the French because I'm not a French speaker, but you can tell that it's not a native speaker, but she comes across so well with the singing that isn't important. And although I don't know what she's singing about, obviously it's about Last Dance and so on, I can probably gather from in the tonality and that sort of thing what it's about. It's not always the words that matter too much. I listen to a lot of Japanese rock music, so L'Arc-en-Ciel and Lisa and just loads of different bands, Gazette. There's loads of bands that I like, Japanese ones. A lot of it stems from watching anime and so on, and I don't speak a lot of Japanese. I know some basic and that's about it, but it's not always the language of the matters. You can look up the lyrics, and the lyrics are always quite important. But for me, it's the passion and the emotion you get from the actual vocals that really matter. It's quite a short one. Let's go back to the beginning and go and start again, because this is, so it's quite interesting seeing somebody at that age having that control over a voice. And once again, it's like the yodeling part of it comes through quite a lot. Now I know that she did actually start yodeling. I believe she struggled with speaking when she was younger. She had quite a difficult childhood, and she didn't speak for a while, but she started yodeling and then learned to speak, from that, and use music and singing to kind of, bring her voice out, which I think is incredible. And you can see that a lot in this song, even more than some of the last ones. There's a lot of that kind of yodel kind of aspect to the singing. So let's start back up again. She's so young. Like, how can somebody have such control over their voice at such an age? It takes people a lifetime to learn that, and she's just like got it straight away.
Прикольно. Так.
Dernière danse pour oublier ma peine immense.
The emotion she has in it.
Je veux mon prix que tu recommences. Oh ma douce souffrance.
So I'm just gonna, yeah, I know it's annoying when I keep stopping it, but there's only some people that can do that kind of quite low and whispering but still be able to sing it. There's a Japanese Riona, I think it is. She's did a couple of tracks for Sword Art Online and a couple of bits and pieces. She's got that ability to sing really quietly and kind of whisper but get all the emotion and pain and all of that in a voice, and you feel it. Even though it's really quiet, you just want to listen to it, and you just feel everything coming through. A lot of people, it's the power that comes through that brings a lot of emotion. You'll often think, especially like heavy metal and things like that, power ballads and that sort of thing, they're really high notes, really loud, but it's sometimes the whispering soft notes that bring across just as much emotion, and it's so much more difficult to do. A little bit of yodel. It makes me think of Shakira. It was again. Shit some high notes as well, just. She gets those low ones and she just loses herself to the music, doesn't she? I see very kind of Eastern influences in the way she sings as well. Armenian, Egyptian, Indian, and all that kind of thing coming through with the way she vocalizes, which is amazing. She's like, so many different styles kind of seem to be combined, and she can do all of them in one song. I have to listen to the original song to compare it. So it's a song that I don't know, but obviously, she makes the songs her own, doesn't she? That's just, wow. That was a good one. And in fact, she's only 14. That's just, how can somebody that young have such a voice and be able to hit those high notes and those low notes and the whisper notes and all of that kind of thing, and just get it all together with such emotion and just losing herself in it completely. That was a good one. I'm glad I watched that. So thank you very much. Please keep the recommendations coming. I am enjoying this journey, finding out lots more about this young girl. I know she's a bit older now, and she's releasing some of her own songs as well, which I am looking forward to getting to. But we shall get there. There were some other versions of this I could have looked at. There's one when I think she was about 11, like almost like in high school, something like that. But I thought I'd go for this one because everyone keeps telling me, like, go to this show. This show is where to find the good performances. So that's why we've come back here. So anyway, I've talked on enough. Thank you very much for watching, and join me again soon on Thursday for more country, and Tuesday for possibly more of Diana. We shall see. We never know. Anyway, till then, bye-bye, friend.